Alright, in this video I will be picking back up to now teach you how to solve quadratic trinomials when our a value equals 1. So specifically remember that that is when the a value is an understood 1, as in all of these have an understood 1 in front of our x squared term. So recall that when we factor quadratic trinomials, they factor into two binomial factors. And our first terms will be x and x because x squared is made up of x times x. What I do expect you to remember from the lesson on factoring is that when your when your constant term, when your last number is positive, we have to copy the sign of the linear term twice. So that will be a plus plus. And then our job is to think of all the factors we know of 12. We know of 12 and 1. We know of 4 and 3. We know of 2 and 6. And our job would be to find the correct combination where the inner and the outer term combines to give us an 8x. So think about that. Remember, for these we can use the x. If we put the 12 on top and our goal is to get an 8, what factors of 12 will combine to give us an 8? So 12 and 1 will not give us an 8. 4 and 3 won't give us an 8. 2 and 6 will. So my factors would be x plus 2 and x plus 6, which should make sense because 2x plus 6x equals 8x, while 2 times 6 gives us the 12. So now we have factored, and now our job is to set each factor equal to 0 and solve. Since these are the easy trinomials, these are only one-step equations, so x will equal negative 2, and go ahead and put a comma. If we subtract 6 from both sides, x will equal here a negative 6. So these are my solutions. X is negative 2 and negative 6, and that's what I would type in delta math. Now, if you put the x plus 6 and the x plus 2, that still will be correct. If you put a negative 6, comma negative 2, that's fine, but these do not have parentheses around them. Remember in the prior video, I said that you could either list them like this or put the braces around them like this. But we've got a list two, not in ordered pairs though. All right, for example 4, same thing. X and x. Again, my constant is positive, so I'm going to copy the sign of my linear term twice, which is negative. So I'll use minus minus. 30 is made up of the factors of 30 times 1. It is an even number, so divisible by 2, 15 times 2, and also 5 and 6. So our job, again, if we use the x, is to find what factors of 30 combine to give us 17. And the only ones that would combine to give us 17 are the 15 and 2. So use the x if you like, but at least list them or use the x, either way, in terms of showing work. So again, set my factors equal to 0. And if you notice, again, you just keep getting the opposite of what you had in parentheses. So here our value is going to be 15. We get 2. So again, we could list it as 15 and 2, and that's how we type it in Google Math, or Google, Delta Math actually. So just showing you a couple of options how sometimes you might see the answers written, either x equals or in these sets right here. So for 5, again, positive constant, so I'm going to copy plus plus. For 12, I've got 12 and 1, 6 and 2, 3 and 4, and I'm trying to find the combination that will combine to give me 8. And that's actually the same exact problem that I wrote down. Hold on. Is that the one I meant to do? Example 5. Not at all. So y'all are going to have to forgive me. For example 5, if y'all would, please change that to x squared minus 11x minus 26 equals 0. And I'm really sorry about that. So if I'm factoring, I'll write down here, x squared minus 11x minus 26 equals 0. I didn't recognize at first that it was the same as example 3. I'll make sure it's corrected on the worksheet you print out. So you're probably like, what in the world? That's not even the problem I had. Again, our constant here is negative, meaning we need a positive times a negative to give us a negative 26. And 26 and 1 are factors, but 26 and 1 won't give us 11. However, 26 is an even number because it ends in 6, which is even. So half of 26 is 13. So I could plug in a 2 and 13, and my job would be to see if my inner and outer came out to give me negative 11. And in this case, negative 13x plus 2x is negative 11x. So I factored it correctly. Now my solutions, I'm hoping you're picking up now. If I set this equal to 0 and solve, I'm really just going to get the opposite of this. So that's negative 2 and the opposite, positive 13. So I'm showing you, I'm trying to wean you off of being able to, of having to write the equation and all, but when I see your notes, I should have, everything written on my paper should be in yours, with the exception of this wrong problem. One last one, for example, 6 here, x and x, again, my constant is negative, so I need a positive times a negative. And I need the combination that will give me 4. And more often than not, like I said in the videos before, it's the set of factors that are closest together. So I need my inner and outer terms to come out to give me 9 and 5. So do I want negative 9 and positive 5? Because what's negative 9 plus 5? That would be negative 4. So I want positive 9 minus 5. 9 minus 5 is 4, while 9 times negative 5 is negative 45. So after you factor it, hopefully you can come down here and just go, oh, I'm going to switch it and switch that. So the better you get at it, the less work you have to show. But you have to show some work. You have to, okay? So at this time, go ahead and open up Delta Math, complete 4 through 8, and then you'll watch the third video on how to solve when A is greater than 1.